In one of our previous videos, we examined the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorates of Nigeria to form one country called the Colony of Nigeria in 1914. Today, we shall be examining the road to independence from 1914 to 1960. After the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914, Nigeria had three major constitutional conferences before Nigeria became independent. These conferences were crucial in shaping the political landscape of Nigeria and paving the way for its independence from British colonial rule. The first constitutional conference was held in 1950 in Lagos from May 25th to June 26th, 1950. This conference was convened to discuss the proposed Richards Constitution, which was meant to replace the previous Clifford Constitution of 1922. The Richards Constitution introduced some important changes, such as the creation of a federal system of government in Nigeria and introducing a bicameral legislature at the national level. The conference was attended by representatives from the British colonial government, the Nigerian National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, NCNC, the Northern People's Congress, NPC, the Action Group, and other political groups. The main controversy at the conference was over the proposed Richards Constitution. The NCNC, led by Nnamdi Azikiwe, opposed the constitution, arguing that it did not give enough power to the regions. The Action Group, led by Obafemi Awolowo, supported the constitution but also argued for greater regional autonomy. The conference eventually agreed to the Richards Constitution, which established a federal system of government in Nigeria with a central government and three regions: Northern, Western, and Eastern. The Constitution also introduced a bicameral legislature at the national level, consisting of a House of Representatives and a Senate. However, in 1948, when Sir John Macpherson became the Governor General of Nigeria, he decided to review the 1946 Richards Constitution to avoid some of its mistakes. Several constitutional conferences were held locally from town to town, and the outcome was the formulation of the 1951 Macpherson Constitution, which was named after the Governor General. The Macpherson Constitution introduced some significant changes to the Nigerian political system. It established a bicameral legislature with a House of Representatives and a Senate, and expanded the powers of the regional governments. It also increased the number of elected officials and allowed for the creation of political parties. My YouTube friends, kindly subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. One of the major changes brought about by the Macpherson Constitution was the establishment of the concept of regionalism, which gave more autonomy to the regions and allowed them to develop their own policies and laws. The Constitution also abolished the indirect rule system that had been in place and introduced a more direct form of governance. The Macpherson Constitution was significant in the history of Nigeria because it marked a major step towards greater self-governance and democracy. However, it was criticized by some Nigerian nationalists who argued that it did not go far enough in granting independence to Nigeria. The Second Constitutional Conference was held from July 27th to September 11, 1953 in London. This conference was called to address some of the issues that arose following the introduction of the Richards Constitution. Some of the key issues discussed at this conference included the distribution of powers between the federal and regional governments, the composition and powers of the various legislative bodies, and the role of traditional rulers in governance in Nigeria. The conference was also attended by representatives from the British colonial government, the NCNC, the NPC, the Action Group, and other political groups. The main controversy at the conference was over the distribution of powers between the federal and regional governments. The NCNC and Action Group both argued for greater powers for the regions, while the NPC wanted to maintain a stronger central government. The conference agreed on a number of changes to the British Constitution, including the creation of a stronger central government and the establishment of regional houses of assembly. However, the conference failed to resolve all of the outstanding issues, leading to the need for a third constitutional conference. The third and final constitutional conference was held from September 1st to October 1st, 1954 in Lagos. This conference was focused on finalizing the details of the new constitution for an independent Nigeria. The conference saw the adoption of the Latin Constitution, which introduced a number of important changes, such as the creation of 3 regions, Northern, Western, and Eastern, with a degree of autonomy, and the establishment of a federal system of government. Of course, the British colonial government and all the political parties, including NPC, NCNC, and Action Group, attended. The main controversy at the conference was over the composition and powers of the federal and regional government, as well as the role of traditional rulers in the governance of Nigeria. At the end, the conference resulted in the adoption of the Latin Constitution, which introduced a number of important changes, such as the creation of 3 regions with a degree of autonomy and the establishment of a federal system of government. The Constitution also established a federal parliament consisting of a House of Representatives and a Senate, and provided for the appointment of a Governor General as the representative of the British monarch in Nigeria. Overall, the constitutional conferences were instrumental in shaping the political landscape of Nigeria and laying the foundation for its independence in 1960. However, some of the decisions reached in the conferences, particularly those related to the distribution of powers between the federal and regional governments, continue to be the subject of controversy and debate in Nigeria today. Consequently, at independence, a new constitution called the Nigerian Independence Constitution was adopted on October 1st, 1960, when Nigeria gained its independence from Britain. The Nigerian Independence Constitution was drafted by a team of Nigerian delegates who were led by Sir James Robertson, the then Governor General of Nigeria. The team was made up of representatives from the various regions of Nigeria, and they worked to create a constitution that would be acceptable to all Nigerians. The Nigerian Independence Constitution established a federal system of government with a central government and 3 regional governments. It also provided for a parliamentary system of government with a prime minister and a ceremonial president. The Constitution granted Nigeria full independence from Britain, although the Queen of England remained the ceremonial head of the state. Overall, the Nigerian Independence Constitution was a significant milestone in Nigeria's political history, as it marked the country's transition from colonial rule to full independence. Nigeria became a republic in October 1963. YouTube friends, thank you for listening. Please share and make your comments. Thank you.